It's live. My latest podcast is called Embrace Your and Do It Anyway. I bet you'll be surprised. Tune in. Hi, I'm Carmen Davailus, and I am your host for The Art of a Meaningful Life. Welcome. Today we talk about do the thing, embracing fear as part of your journey. That's a mouthful, but let's get ready for a fun ride. It's no secret, many of us hold back and think way too much about the negative what ifs. Then we don't do it, even when taking action can make a huge impact on our lives or someone else's. So here's the story. That shot we didn't take won't be back, or if it is, it just will not be the same. I'll tell you a little story. My husband learned this about me the hard way. So if we are driving and I say, that would be such a great shot, and I'm looking out the window, it means to flip a U-turn and let me take the shot. Yeah, like right now. I could be more clear, this is true, but my mind is like a jumble taking it all in and wondering how best to photograph it. And I got is that would make a great shot. That's all I had. I suppose a loud stop would be better, but anyway, that's what comes out of my mouth. That would make a great shot. Truth is, he learned real quick when he responded with something about catching it on the way back. Yeah, I know. So every photographer right now is aghast. Photographer or not, we know opportunities will never be the same. Once it's there, it's gone. It's not even the same once we make a U-turn and hurry back, because certainly not the same hours later or days later. It might still be wonderful, but it won't be the same. Poor Stuart learned this the hard way. So the moral of the story is take your shot. When you get the drive to take it, that's when to do it. All right, so I use photography as an analogy, but I'm referring to taking the opportunity to do something and to tell people what we really mean, right? You'll just regret it if you don't. And that's not good for anybody because what ifs inspire action or regret? I choose action any day. So the title of this episode started with do the thing. Maybe the thing is what you have to say to your boss. Maybe it's starting a podcast. Maybe it's starting a new direction with your business. I kind of do that every week. Maybe it's learning to bake pies. Maybe it's learning to take up a new hobby or all the above. What really stops you? I'll go out on a limb here and say it.
Aha!
Fear. Yep, it's fear. But is it fear of failure or fear of success? Think about what might be true for you because maybe it's both. Maybe it's both. Can I be more vague? Let me be more clear. We all want to shy away from failure, and many of us are really afraid of failure. But without failure, we won't improve in the same way. It just doesn't happen. Successful professionals or gurus or masters of our art aren't born that way. They just aren't. It's not that easy. They had to stumble a lot to get there. And truth is, they probably fail a lot trying to stay there. And it was those stumbles that helped them grow. This should be good news for you. If you're like me and you stumble a lot, we're on the right road. Think of it like this. In my beginning with photography, I needed to learn the fundamentals. I'll be real here. This just didn't throw me at all. I was ready to see some wondrous artistic images pop out of my camera like magic. I could see it in my head, but just couldn't get it right in my camera. But when I stopped jumping ahead and really dove into the fundamentals, things changed. And I learned a lot. Fundamentals, are really important. In fact, it's those fundamentals that are the basis for success. I should say that again. Fundamentals are your basics for success. Success comes quicker, easier. And even when I'm thinking composition, lighting, it comes naturally. I still think about it just quicker, right? Right now I'm learning more Photoshop because I was ready to do the fancy stuff, but I needed to learn the basics. And yes, I had to learn again to not jump ahead. Yeah. So anyway, the key is to enjoy every aspect of this practice. See, rather than dreading the fundamentals, I looked at it as something really fun, and it meant my destination. I was working on that, getting there, right? Okay, so let me bring this home a little bit. I love reading autobiographies and watching documentaries, and especially because most of them are about successful people, right? Have you noticed that they all had struggles to overcome? Yeah, I don't like reading to get to the good parts of what success looks like or feels like, though. That's not really what I'm reading it about. I want to know, how did they get there? I want to know about their biggest struggles, their biggest frustrations, and what did they do about it? Did they, like me, have some down days before they got up and tried again? How long were those down days? Like maybe are they actually days, weeks? Did they take time off like months? How long did it take them to say, yep, I failed, that was big, or I'm going in the wrong direction, I needed to change things up, or whatever it might be? How long did it take them to say, yep, I'm ready to get back and get to work? I'd like to know who supported them. I want to know all this stuff. I'm very curious. A good story, is filled with those challenges and struggles and, yes, failures. This is actually the most interesting part of the journey. And in fact, is what makes the story intriguing and believable.
Yes!
Do you agree? What do you think? I would love to see this in the comments. Do you think it's the frustrations and the challenges and the failures that make the good story? Or is it the end of the journey when we see all the success? I'd love to know what you think about that. Put it in the comments. All right, so I began the section asking what you fear the most, failure or success. So enough about fear of failure for a while. I think we all got that, and we're all really familiar. It's no secret, the fear of success and what will happen if I do this. What will people think of me? What if they think I'm doing something really dumb? And what if I get popular and then people turn on me? And so on. What if I fail and people turn on me or make fun of me? These are all part of life, right? What people think of you might be one way you define a failure, like they laugh or they go, oh my gosh. So, yeah, do you hear how fear of failure is inherent in fear of success as well? It's like the two are blended together. It's a really cool thing when we stop and think about it, because fear is like all around us. Fear of what people will think if we succeed, and fear about what people will think and say when we succeed. And it's a double-edged sword. All you got to do is watch some of the celebrity type stuff. How quick does it take us to turn on somebody when we hear a story about them? So yeah, no doubt we have some fear about that. The thing is, once we embrace failure as part of the journey and not as a bad F word, life becomes much more exciting and big. All right, so you've got some homework. Comment and tell me what you think. Number 1, think about your attitude toward failure. Is it any different now? I think it's a part of the journey. We all start somewhere, and failure may be the most interesting part of our story. But are you ready to embrace it? Are you ready to see it in a new way? Put it in the comments. I really want to know. What will the chapters of your life story be like? I imagine something like this. That's my version of a roller coaster. I think a flat line, maybe that's my nursing history, but I think that's a little boring, and that actually scares me more than the roller coaster. What do you think? So number 2, what is the thing you want to do? How and when will you do it? Hopefully, you're rushing off right now to do it. All right, thank you for watching and see you next week.